Hi, I'm Robert Gibson.
I'm Ricky Morton.
We're the Rock and Roll Express.
And you're watching WGS-TV.
Hello everyone, welcome to another installment of WGS-TV right here on YouTube.com/WrestleGamer and ZFXTV. I'm the WrestleGamer, Don't Be Billy Boudreaux. This is going to be the Monday Night Raw review for the week of May 12th, 2014. Let me introduce the panel for this week's Monday Night Raw review. First off, ladies and gentlemen, he is the hardcore host of Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, Rick Head. Rick, how you doing?
Well, man, I'm shining up my head right now, and I'm doing great. And as we see, wow, look at that beautiful duck.
I'm not even going to acknowledge that. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, he's our resident music mogul over on YouTube.com/LanceMossTV. He is the incomparable Lance Moss. Lance, I feel like going duck hunting.
Shucky ducky quack quack.
Yeah, of course. I kind of figured that was coming up, ladies and gentlemen. From the hood over on iVlog, he's the Bay Area MVP, known as Will. Will, how you doing?
I'm going to say it's from Friday to Monday. Your little duck jokes, the both of you should be shot on sight.
And yes, ladies and gentlemen, the perpetrator of the evil duck crime you see here on the Raw Review from from Facebook.com/The Pro Wrestling Lad himself, Lord Alfie. And for that, Alfie, for that picture, I am now downgrading you to a squire.
Ah, how could you? One does not simply downgrade me so easily, Billy.
Hey, this is WGS-TV. I run things here. But
fair play.
Well, anyway, let's start with the opening segment of Monday Night Raw. Shield coming out to basically address Evolution, saying they want a rematch at Payback. And as soon as Evolution arrived, they went out and assaulted Shield. A very chaotic and, to me, honestly, entertaining way to start out Monday Night Raw. They have to really, Rick, in my opinion, they really have to do something a lot more to kind of really ignite this feud and kind of sell it, because they already confirmed that they will have a match at Payback, and we'll talk a little bit about that when that happens in the show. But to me, they just can't have a traditional six-man tag again like they did at Extreme Rules, Rick. They got to do something a little bit more to kind of, in my opinion, to kind of progress the feud.
I absolutely got to agree with you. And one can wonder what is they going to have. I'm kind of thinking, is it going to be some kind of a cage, Hell in a Cell? Are they going to do an elimination? They really can do anything. It's just a matter of time.
Definitely. So it's really, but they really got this started. And talk about something that's really progressing now. In the opening match, we had Rob Van Dam and Jack Swagger, and of course, Zeb Coulter was going to come out there with his deportation list and his new addition to the deportation list in the form of Adam Rose. And lo and behold, here comes the Exotic Express. What about every person probably being Rick's best friend, probably people who do cocaine a whole lot. And because there was one dude dressed like a freaking star. Really? Really?
Hold on. One thing I am not a fan of is the Exotic Express or Adam Rose. I'm sorry, this guy just does not impress me at all. He needs to get the fuck off TV and go back to, I don't know, wherever the land he went to. But he just needs to go away, disappear.
Well, what happened in the match was Swagger just so distracted by the appearance of Adam Rose. Rob Van Dam kicks him in the face and does the 5-star frog splash. And then, bada bing, bada boom, the opening matchup of Monday Night Raw is over. Had potential being a good match, and instead, all the focus, all the hype on Adam Rose and the continuing push, the progression of his character and his gimmick. And a lot of people still aren't really impressed, as you heard heard Rick had say. He still isn't impressed. But we're only in week 2 of the storyline with Adam Rose and Jack Swagger, and so it's really, we're probably going to see them work up to a match at Payback, Lance. One would think.
Yes, that's what I've been hearing. Rose to make his apparent first in-ring debut at Payback, which don't be a rose, but don't lemon.
Well, you know what? Don't be upset, man. I still haven't gotten it right either. Next up, we had Paige and Alicia Fox. This was really kind of interesting, especially after we had Alicia Fox dominate about. Me saying Alicia Fox dominating in a match, that's really kind of an oxymoron in itself. But Alicia Fox dominated about 85-90% of the match, and then Paige just with one page turner got the victory, and then Alicia Fox just goes nuts at ringside, and even to the point where she steals JBL's hat. And my only reaction is Alicia Fox kind of makes a hot little cowgirl there. That's really the only thing I can say. But I think this is a big topic we really need to address a little bit, and it's the bombshell that Daniel Bryan dropped on Monday Night Raw following that. And the news that he has to have neck surgery done on Thursday, and he will be out for an undetermined amount of time. My initial reaction to that, Alfie, is one, it's terrible timing for Daniel Bryan to go down with an injury. They just put the WWE World Heavyweight Championship on him. They're trying to let him run, kind of be like the big star, the big face of the company, and he's going down with an injury. And two, if he can't come back in time for Payback, what do they do with the WWE World Heavyweight Champion?
Well, I completely agree. Mick Foley commented on this earlier, basically saying, I feel really bad for Bryan, considering he's worked his way up so much to get to the position that he's in, and as soon as he gets to that position, he has this unfortunate surgery that's going to obviously cost him a few weeks, where he doesn't know how long it's going to take yet. But I really hope they don't strip him of the title. Like it could well happen where they're going to have to strip him of the title, because they can't just have it out for months on end. They've got to do something with it.
Rick, go ahead, Alfie.
Yeah, no, that was it.
Rick, what are your thoughts about this?
Well, I just read a recent report, and they're saying that it's the WWE is kind of upplaying the whole storyline of him being out for like an undetermined amount of time. The actual storyline is he could be out for 6 to 8 weeks at the absolute latest. He could actually be coming back a little bit sooner. So I think the WWE is playing that whole we're not sure what we have to do with this title thing. So I don't think they're going to strip him of the title. That's my thing. I think this is just, WWE is just using this as another, hurdle that he has to jump over, and that's just my thoughts.
Well, but if they put him out for an undetermined amount of time, or like you said, 6 to 8 weeks, and they don't strip him of the title, then what can WWE do to put their main focus on? Well, are they really going to do that with Shield and Evolution for that long period of time?
Well, we've been talking about this over HWR, and if you think about it, with Daniel Bryan, who do they really have for number one contenders? They really don't have any really big, strong contenders. I mean, they had Kane, and even that was kind of like, okay. I mean, they had the Team Hell No, and they fought, so they already had that match where Daniel Bryan clearly beaten Kane, and this whole horror story thing is getting really kind of dull. I guess if he comes back, it could be another Kane-Daniel Bryan match, but, even after that, who else is there? There's nobody. What they can do now is push up their roster for the next number one contender. That's what they need to do. And is there anybody else? Or
I think Billy froze.
Yeah, Billy, you froze. Well, and that's pretty much.
That's all, folks.
Yeah. But I think after that, I think what else we saw, which was I thought was a good part of Raw, was Sheamus. I think they were pushing him for as he took out both teams of Ryback. So first he went off Curtis Axel, and then right after he had beaten Curtis Axel, Ryback came in, and I guess that was an impromptu match, and then pretty much beaten him. So what do you guys think about those matches?
Well, hello. Hey, I'm back.
Oh, Billy, welcome back. I was trying to hold the fence. Yeah. We were just talking about Sheamus's 2 matches against Ryback.
So yeah, it was an interesting way, for WWE to kind of do things. It's not very often you see them do something like that, where they have them go back-to-back matches and actually pick up the victory. In my mind, that kind of just proves to me that, that WWE not having a lot of faith in the gimmick and the storyline of Curtis Axel and Ryback, that they have him job out and lose to Ryback. So, I'm sorry, have them lose to Sheamus, rather, I should say, in back-to-back periods of time. Alfie, I'm going to fucking kill you for that damn duck. That's all I'm going to tell you about that. But I do apologize. I need to go back just a few steps because, like I said, I didn't get a chance to throw out my opinions about that, about a few things, especially concerning the whole situation involving Daniel Bryan and that big bombshell that he dropped, and what before my internet decided to burp on me of sorts. The one thing I was trying to say, Rick, is I was agreeing with you to that point. I mean, who else is out there for Daniel Bryan to feud with? Because Evolution is tied up with the angle with the Shield, and really only other person that they could use at this point in time to feud with them is Kane himself. So Daniel Bryan going down with this injury, it's really, like we said earlier, very unfortunate timing. Wyatt family, John Cena and the Usos. Again, guys, if you guys already said this, I'm just gonna hurry up and go through with it because y'all up to that point in time with Sheamus. Interesting way to kind of play this up with Wyatt family and John Cena, and there was a very interesting promo they did at the end of the show before the main event, and I'll get to that when we talk about it. Evolution accepting the Shield's challenge, and then Shield ambushing Evolution again, to me, really was just used to not only accept the challenge for the match at Payback, but also at the exact same time set up the match between Batista and Roman Reigns. Rick, really quickly, can somebody really explain to me what the hell was the frickin' point between Nikki Bella and Natalya?
That was a whole thing for the Total Divas promo, which I think is getting really, really stupid. And the thing is that nobody figures out is that all the things that they're trying to do to promote Total Divas is because that episode happened like the previous Sunday. But I think it makes no sense because Total Divas was shot and produced 4 months ago, so it was all done, and people, Natalya looks like her feelings were hurt from because it just happened just yesterday. And it was like, no, it's like really, it's not working. I mean, the really young, stupid fans who just don't get it, might get it, and that's like 2 or 3 fans who are really stupid, but most of the fans are smart and know what the hell is going on. It's just it's making the WWE just look very stupid and foolish. That's just me.
Well, we did, when I got back in here, we already talked about Sheamus and Ryback, so let's follow that up with Stephanie McMahon calling out Daniel Bryan to talk about the injury, and then next thing you know, Kane's pyro hits, and Kane is dragging out Daniel Bryan, and the way they played this, I even saw a comment from Axel Rotten on his Facebook page saying that he does know that the injury, the neck surgery, is legit for Daniel Bryan, but for some reason in my mind, Lance, when I saw Kane just dragging out Daniel Bryan from an apparent attack, it kind of made me a little bit question the legitimacy of Daniel Bryan's neck injury, because if it really was a legit injury, they really wouldn't have him do any kind of a spot out there on TV, which kind of leads me to believe that this is just a worked-up angle by the WWE.
Yeah, I kind of was thinking the same thing, because as soon as they had into it, I started screaming, work, work, work. I mean, is he injured? Probably. Did they work did they amplify how badly the injury is? I really think so. They're probably just going to have him have the neck surgery, rest him up during the when they're doing the European tour, just give him that off so he can heal his neck and be ready for Payback. That's what I'm saying.
All right, guys and gals. I was also told that whenever there's an interruption in the Google Hangout, especially from the person who's the main caller, that it does interrupt the broadcast. So I do apologize about that with my internet burping just like that. Rick, you had something to say?
Well, I also wanted to talk about that last segment about with the Kane segment. We also saw Brie out there, and they were getting on the ambulance. And I think also we're going to see a Brie and Stephanie feud, forming. Can't you see that a little bit?
Yes.
They need to tell Brie how to scream in terror and fear. Because last week,
that was 2016. Yeah, no, that was
like
terrible.
Baby screaming.
We had Dolph Ziggler taking on Fandango, and Fandango once again gets a loss, this time from being distracted by Layla. And Will, what are they doing with these two? I'm talking about Fandango and Layla.
Not a damn thing. And I'm going to explain why. Basically, Fandango has Layla. Whoop-de-fucking-do. What has he done lately? Not a damn thing. Ziggler, job static. What has he done lately? Try to get back a top spot. Unfortunately, these guys are down in the dumps right now. Or I can't really say dumps. That's really more Damien Sandow, but that'll be for next segment. I can only give this match a 2 because I was not pleased with this match. The crowd was stale. And honorable mention to Layla, little flop there on the side of the ring. I'm going to need you to get that together, because if you can't wear heels for a certain prop of the match, you might as well just injure yourself, because that was just utterly terrible.
I think maybe it was set up to work like that. That's probably why they had her wear high heels. And, of course, Fandango, after the match, confessing his love for Layla. I mean, really? Anyway, up next we had WWE Hall of Famer Hacksaw Jim Duggan come out to kind of promote Legends House in a bit, when he gets interrupted by Lana and Rusev, and they get ready to assault the Hall of Fame when Big E comes out and just gets mauled by Rusev. You know, the guy formerly known as Alexander Rusev, but apparently now WWE hates for their stars to have first names. So apparently now it's just Rusev and Duggan probably now. But
Well, so that means that John Cena is just gonna be called Cena?
And I think Bray Wyatt's just gonna be Wyatt. But yeah. But anyway, yeah. Anyway, it's really interesting. I guess they really needed to do something with Rusev and possibly now set up an angle now involving him, Big E, and Hacksaw Jim Duggan. It's probably something to look forward to at Payback if you think about it. Talking about being down in the dumps is something Will just mentioned about Damien Sandow taking on Cody Rhodes. You know, Lance, we saw over the last few weeks Cody Rhodes just having a flop until this week, where he meets his former partner in Rhodes Scholars and gets the victory. Ever since Money in the Bank, he cashed in Money in the Bank against John Cena, Damien Sandow's just been on a downward spiral in the WWE, Lance. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. Got buried.
Pretty much. You know, I would hate to admit it, but, you know, because I really don't want to see it in that light, but that's what a lot of fans have been saying about.
I mean, he dressed up as Magneto. How much farther can you get?
Well, anyway, the main event was Roman Reigns and Batista, and this matchup quickly went chaotic, you know, with a fight breaking out between Evolution and S.H.I.E.L.D. when Stephanie McMahon calls out the troops, about 11 different guys. If you guys remember the 11-on-3 match they had with the S.H.I.E.L.D., it's pretty much almost all the same guys, except I think Rusev wasn't out there. But anyway, S.H.I.E.L.D. then quickly gets the advantage. S.H.I.E.L.D., Roman Reigns spearing Triple H, and Ambrose and Rollins bringing out steel chairs. Really a lot of hype being put into the S.H.I.E.L.D. at the end of Monday Night Raw, Rick. What was your reaction to that?
I think that the ending was really great because, you know, you thought this was just going to be just another, you know, Evolution coming down and putting a beating with like 11-on-3, but it just shows that I guess that the S.H.I.E.L.D. is adapting. You know, they're not going to perish, and it kind of shows that Evolution's like, shit, now what do? We got, you know, we took 11 guys to them, and it didn't work this time. So now, you know, I guess all we can do is see what happens. I don't think they're going to do anything on SmackDown, so now we have to wait until next Monday.
Oh, also, one thing we need to bring up is the interesting promo that Bray Wyatt did before the main event, talking about, can John Cena stand this? Can he stand with the fire? Can you be the person standing there? Yep. And the biggest thing that leads me to believe is, you know, it's my assumption, you know, again, it's not a spoiler, it's an assumption based on that promo. Will, in your opinion, are we going to see John Cena versus Bray Wyatt at Payback in a last man standing match?
Before I get hated on by the IWC of the nation here, I'm only going to make this brief to the point. We are going to see that match, and of course we're going to have people complaining all over again, over and over and over. When's this going to end? Why Cena still abrupt about this? Why hasn't Bray Wyatt got over? All I'm going to say is when this match happens, this feud will eventually end.
I got to correct you on something. I got to voice my opinion on something about that. Well, I think Bray Wyatt is over. If he wasn't over, they wouldn't have any merit to the storyline he's doing with John Cena. I mean, the fans out there are really gravitating toward the storyline with him and the Wyatt family, especially what they're doing. Because if he wasn't really being over, the fans really wouldn't be singing along with him. Like I said, they wouldn't be, giving him the huge pops, and they wouldn't be, taken in by this whole angle he's doing right now with John Cena.
Yeah. I have to agree with you, Billy. I do think this is going to be a last man standing match. I already made a call out on HWR. But you know what? I don't see him winning because if you think about it, he already won his match at Extreme Rules, and John Cena has never lost a last man standing match. So I don't see this happening. I see Cena.
For duct tape.
Oh, sorry. Yes, that's right. True. That's right. I stand correct. But no, I see Cena pretty much winning this one.
Well, before we go into overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week, we do have one review sent in. Of course, James and Big Easy was unable to join us for this week's Raw review. Sent us his review from the Facebook page. He gives Monday Night Raw 3 out of 5. The best match was the 6-man tag with Cena and the Usos taking on the Wyatt family. The worst match was a tie between Natalya taking on Nikki Bella and RVD taking on Jack Swagger. He notes that interesting to see Alicia Fox as a potential challenger to Paige's Divas title. That match was way better than the Total Divas match. It was a wait and see with Daniel Bryan's surgery and how long will he be out before they make a decision on the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. Evolution versus The Shield might be a main event for Payback if Bryan is not back. Also, really? Big E versus Rusev? Well, interesting comments there by James, Rick, wouldn't you say?
Yeah, and you know what? And the sad thing is, I saw Big E come running down. I'm like, oh, now finally we're going to see a good match. And all of a sudden, plant! He just got his ass kicked. I'm like, Jesus. It wasn't even like it was a good fight back and forth. He didn't even have a chance. Are they trying to, put this guy Rusev over and, make everybody else look like shit?
Well, that's apparently what it looks like, guys and gals, as now we go into our... I'm sorry, Alfie?
So he's giving the Ryback treatment. That's what I said before. I said you can't give him small guy. You got to give him big guy if you're going to at least try a continuous stream of squash matches.
All right, guys and gals, it is now time for our overall scores and our picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week. This week's Monday Night Raw was indeed a very unique Monday Night Raw. Getting the bombshell about Daniel Bryan's neck surgery was indeed very interesting to see. Plus, Kane dragging him out there, maybe a potential way to kind of write him off the storyline for a few weeks or so. But again, that's WWE writing off your WWE World Heavyweight Champion for a couple of weeks because of this. So, who knows where WWE will take this? Who knows, what they'll do with the WWE World Heavyweight Championship if Bryan is legitimately out for as long as they say they are. So it's really interesting to see that. This week's Monday Night Raw was also heavily pushed towards the angle involving Shield versus Evolution. Right now, probably the top storyline in the company right now, with Daniel Bryan having to take a backseat because of the neck injury. So it's definitely interesting to see where they take that from here, and can this angle be a sustainable angle as your top story in the WWE while your champion Daniel Bryan is out with an injury? There were a couple of very low spots in here. Again, Adam Rose really not showing much other than what he's seen in the promos and the gimmicks in the vignettes we saw leading into his debut. We actually haven't seen an in-ring debut of Adam Rose yet. A lot of people are probably thinking that we're going to see Adam Rose and Jack Swagger at Payback being Adam Rose's actual in-ring debut. I would not be surprised to see that at all. But other than that, I have to give Monday Night Raw 3 out of 5. It really wasn't one of their better Monday Night Raws. Like I said, it just really didn't have that flavor, that entertainment style that I really liked. I just really wasn't entertained by this week's Monday Night Raw. And of course, with Fandango confessing his love for Layla, I was like ready to puke right then and there. Best match of the night, I have to agree with what James said. I got to go with John Cena and the Usos taking on the Wyatt family, with an honorable mention to the Wyatt family promo they did before the main event. Definitely interesting to see, if they go the route. They kind of really, gave us clues about it in the promo about it being a last man standing match for Payback. So it's really interesting to see if they follow up with that or they just leave us high and dry and go a different route with it. So it's definitely interesting to see that. Worst segment of the night, Fandango confessing his love for Layla on screen. Really, what was the fucking point? That was really 5 minutes of my life I will never get back. It's pretty much the same amount of time that Alfie took making that stupid fucking Doxana picture. That's going to probably be about 5 minutes of his life he will never get back.
I put my heart and soul, Billy.
Well, it was a waste. And of course, I got to throw in also there Natalya and Nikki Bella as also worst match of the night. I mean, WWE really trying to put over Total Divas, and it's not working. Not working. Not at all. Let's go to Rick next and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw this week. Rick?
You know what? I pretty much have to give it to you about the overall score is about a 3. Again, yeah, same thing. I think it was kind of like I hit a lot of hits and misses on this Raw, and I definitely liked the Shield and Evolution storyline. It was a great storyline. Of course, it was all over the place, throughout the whole show, and that was pretty much again one of the stronger parts of the night. I really the Total Divas match really was a sucky match. I wasn't impressed by it. The Usos versus the Wyatts match was a great match. For what it was, yeah, I can't argue. So I'll have to give that. And the Fandango thing, yeah, it's just, and my only thing I have to really another complaint about that is I just don't really know what they're doing with Dolph Ziggler. It's really a shame. They have some really good talent there, and they're just not doing nothing with them. So that's it.
All right, well, up next we're going to go to Will and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw. Will?
Jesus. Do I really? Whatever. Overall Raw, I'm just going to say 2.5. I really did not like this Raw at all. Especially with the Rusev, Big E, now they're going to have this type of storyline. Another crap storyline. I won't be interested in watching. Best match. Was there even really a best match here? I don't know. If I would have to best match, just for the sake of it, I would have to say Cena and the Usos versus the Wyatts. I guess it was that decent. Worst match? Yeah. Rick, I'm going to need your favorite wrestler to get it together. just for the hell of it. And another worst mention of I don't know where WWE fits the politics here. I know you guys are going to probably know. Oh, yes, he's going to go there. Why is Alexander Putin getting more TV time than Zack Ryder? This is just a joke. It's just a joke.
Yeah.
I didn't like this Raw. Sorry.
All right, and let's go to Lance now and get his overall score and his picks for best and worst match or segment of Monday Night Raw. Lance?
Well, overall, I give it a 3.25. Okay show. Worst match, I hate to do this because I'm an RVD fan from way back, but you cannot have a match with 2 moves. And because Swagger versus RVD, got to. Best match, the 6-man between Cena and the Usos and the Wyatt family. Best segment, I got to go with Bray Wyatt's promo on for the supposed last man standing match, worst segment, I gotta give it, honestly, because I thought it was cornier than what they were trying to do with it. Just Kane dragging Daniel Bryan out by the hair and just slamming him down. Like, cause that just looked too slapstick comedy to me.
Yeah, in a sense. And plus, for a guy who's supposed to be playing up, he's having neck surgery. That's really kind of the wrong thing to do. Yeah,
and I'm like, Bay, I don't know if you were in there, but did you hear me screaming "work" as soon as they did that in the call?
Yeah.
So it just, why would you do that if somebody's having screwed up neck? Why'd you just throw them down with their head? It just don't make sense to me.
Well, it doesn't make sense to anyone. But what we want to know now from you guys out there, the viewers and subscribers, your thoughts on Monday Night Raw. What are your reactions to Daniel Bryan's announcement that he has to have neck surgery? What are your thoughts on the possibility of seeing John Cena versus Bray Wyatt at Payback in a last man standing match, hinted by the promo that Bray Wyatt did at the end of Monday Night Raw? What are your thoughts about the Shield taking on Evolution again? What are your thoughts on that? We definitely want to hear from you guys out there. Be sure you put your comments on the comment section below. Alfie, I'm going to kill you. Don't forget to like and favorite this video. Rick, where can fans check out you guys over on HWR?
Of course, you can always check us out on our Facebook page, and that's facebook.com/Hardcore Wrestling Radio. And also, please subscribe to us over on our YouTube page at youtube.com/HWR Show, excuse me, where you can check out all of our shows at Hardcore Wrestling Radio. Thank you very much.
Lance, what can fans expect to see when they come visit your channel on youtube.com/LanceMossTV?
Album reviews, NASCAR discussion videos, redneck army cooking videos, a little bit of guitar work, and whatever else pops into my head.
Speaking of popping someone in the head, Alfie is over on Facebook on the Pro Wrestling Lad. Alfie, where can they check you out?
You can find me there, facebook.com/Pro Wrestling Lad. Oh, hold on. Sorry for the echo. And WGS-TV Facebook.
Oh, jeez.
Alfie in stereo.
That is so freaking scary. That is so freaking scary. And finally, ladies and gentlemen, the Bay Area MVP, known as Will, is over on the hood on iVlog when he is not molesting James in the Big Easy. Will, what you got coming up?
We don't promote molestation on WGS-TV. Your site should be put on suspension for that. How dare you? And just basically, I didn't want to sound all very negative about the review and everything like that, because I didn't think this Raw was interesting to me. I got to get over it somehow. But I'll be on iVlog. James will be chasing whoever he's chasing. If he's not chasing paranormals, I think Andy got him on last Wednesday. That's pretty much it.
Fans, don't forget to like the Facebook page, facebook.com/WGS-TV, and don't forget to please subscribe to youtube.com/WrestleGamer and youtube.com/ZFXTV Network if you haven't already. So, for the hardcore host, Rick Head, for the incomparable Lance Moss from Lance Moss TV, the Bay Area MVP known as well. Shout out to James with Big Easy for sending in his review. The Pro Wrestling Lad, who will be dead by the end of this review, known as Alfie, and the incomparable one, Lance Moss. I'm a Wrestle Gamer. Double B Billy Boudreaux saying, I'm going duck hunting.
This review has been brought to you by James's new hit single, You Gotta Believe.